Hello everyone, it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. So they have revealed the identity of the person who was arrested in the murder of Susie Zhao or Chow. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. Who goes by Susie Q, the professional gambler who had been living in Los Angeles and gambling in Los Angeles and Las Vegas and all around the world, and had recently moved back to her parents in Troy, Michigan, outside of Detroit, and whose body was found badly burned, charred body. And actually, it turns out, I think it was revealed in court today that her hands and feet were bound, or her body was bound and badly burned, found in the Pontiac Lake recreation area. 8 in the morning on July 13th, the day after she was last seen at 5:20 p.m. by her mom on July 12th. So this is the individual. His name is Jeffery Bernard Morris, who's been charged with first-degree murder. His bail was denied. There's a couple different pictures of him in a hospital bed where he was, during his arraignment hearing that was virtual today. I don't know why he's in a hospital bed. But he's been charged with first-degree murder, and a lot still is unknown exactly how all this went down, exactly what the motive is. Although he does have a prior criminal history of he was of sex crimes or just a second. In 1989, he was charged with third-degree criminal sex conduct. Morris pleaded guilty to misdemeanor domestic violence in 2009, and in 2010 he failed to register as a sex offender. Those are obviously bad, but they're nothing to the degree of what was happened in this case, where somebody was killed and their body burnt. And it does say that Chow's body was bound and then taken to the Pontiac Lake recreation area where her body was set on fire. So, it seems as though she was probably abducted, maybe roadside at some other location where maybe she was hitchhiking. She had a history of that, according to detectives in the White Lake Township Police Department. That's what they had said. Her car had recently been impounded for traffic violations or something like that, I think in the Michigan area, so she had no way of transportation for herself. And she would do that, because she was just sort of a free spirit, I'm not even sure if I went over her previous history. She had been living in Los Angeles, gambling professionally for a living, even though her winnings were not, even though she was well known on the circuit, she was considered a very competitive, extremely good player. Her winnings were like $220,000 on the World Poker Tour with, a big win in 2012 in the World Series of Poker. She made a deep dive, deep into the round there, winning $73,000. But those are only tournament official winnings, in terms of her cash winnings that she would win just playing in, unsponsored tournaments. We don't know what that is. But she recently, I think, was unable to afford live in LA, according to a former roommate and a former somebody who also was a professional poker player. And so she moved back home, and also to deal with some personal issues. I think that same former roommate and professional poker player stated that as well. Could be that the coronavirus, hindered her ability to make a living, as a professional poker player. Who knows? But it seems as though this was a totally random event, and this had nothing to do with her professional poker playing. That this individual basically, if guilty, was just a predator and seized upon her, maybe hitchhiking or some other thing going on. But like I said, they've identified I don't know what the big mystery was. I don't think it was. I think it was just law enforcement keeping the investigation very close to the chest, and nothing more than that. It's obviously sad and terrible, but that's pretty much the story there. I don't know how you go from third degree criminal sexual conduct and misdemeanor domestic violence, and failing to register as a sex offender, to full blown gruesome murder and probably rape. I would guess he's not charged with that, though. He's just charged with first degree murder, as I understand it. It says Jeffery Morris, 60 years old, was arraigned from his hospital bed for first-degree murder in Oakland County on Tuesday after his arrest last week. Zhao remains were discovered at Pontiac Lake Recreation Area on July 15th. Zhao, who's from Waterford Township, was a professional poker player and had been living in California. I don't think that July 15th is accurate. I think it was July 13th. It was not revealed how Morris and Zhao are connected. Morris is currently on probation for retail fraud, according to the court, has an extensive criminal history, including multiple domestic violence charges, and is a registered sex offender. He also has, I think, an extensive rap sheet in Florida, so maybe there's a lot more that we're not seeing, and that this is only in Michigan, possibly. I mean, I think what's here is this. They have one of his rap sheets, but that's just in Michigan. So it's very possible that his rap sheet in Florida is much, much worse. You know, that would probably, I think, be a safe bet, but I don't know. So according to his former landlord, Morris is currently on probation for retail fraud. According to the court, has extensive criminal history, including multiple domestic violence charges, and is a registered sex offender. According to his former landlord, Dawn Carr, something wasn't right when she met him 6 months ago. She said he had a decent job and seemed normal at first. He answered an ad to rent from me, and I rented a basement to him for 4 months. He seemed like a real creeper to me, so I had to get him out of here. So I evicted him, Carr said. But he didn't leave easy. Dawn says since then he's been couch surfing the past couple of months, but it's unclear when he and Zhao may have crossed paths. His DNA was ordered to be taken and is currently being held without bond. Morris is due back in court for a probable cause hearing on August 18th. The White Lake Township Police Department is handling the investigation. It did not comment on Tuesday. A news conference is expected to be held Wednesday morning. And that was this morning. I didn't see that. So, but requesting the DNA, you know, it's not good. And he could be facing life in prison. As I understand it, Michigan doesn't have the death penalty. And that's the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. See you in the next video. Later, man.